Welcome to Dem Boyz, a podcast that wasn't buckled up. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of who dat and one fan of dat win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
Took me a minute to get the buckled up reference, but I got it. Our patron saint / cowboy of the week this week is wide receiver Derek Shepard. Shepard attended Odessa High School in Odessa, Texas, where he was a wishbone quarterback, and he led the team in rushing as a senior. He would walk on at the University of Oklahoma and was converted to a wide receiver as a freshman. He would finish his career at OU with 70 catches, which is tied for second in school history, 1,090 receiving yards, fifth in school history, and 596 punt return yards, fourth in school history. He was also a member of the 1985 National Championship team. Was that
under Barry Switzer?
Probably. Yeah, that sounds right.
About the right time.
That's about the right time. The school would go on to name the Derek Shepard Most Inspirational Walk-On Player of the Year Award after him. Excuse me. August 17th, 1987, he is signed as an undrafted free agent by the Washington Redskins. After the players go on strike on the third week of the season, those contests were canceled, reducing the 16-game season to 15, and the NFL decided that the games would be played with replacement players. Shepard was re-signed to be a part of the Redskins replacement team, given the mock name Deadskins by the media. He would return a punt 73 yards in the fourth game against the St. Louis Cardinals, contributed to the team being unbeaten in the three replacement contests, including an upset win against the Dallas Cowboys. On November 28th, he was released again and was not a part of the eventual Super Bowl, let me get my Roman numerals right here, 22 winning team. He was re-signed in the spring of 88, limited to 5 games due to a hip injury and a concussion that forced him to spend time on IR, played in 7 games in 2 seasons, mainly on special teams, and failed to register a single reception. Excuse me. On March 7th, 1989, he signed with the New Orleans Saints as a Plan B free agent, played in 4 games, returned a punt 56 yards for a touchdown in the season opener against the Dallas Cowboys. He was then released on October 3rd. The next day, October 4th, 1989, he is claimed off of waivers by the Dallas Cowboys. He's named the starter at wide receiver in the 7th game of the season against the Kansas City Chiefs after Michael Irvin was lost for the season due to a knee injury. Shepard would start 8 of the final 10 contests, missing the 12th game with a knee injury he suffered against the Los Angeles Rams. Registered 18 catches for 268 yards and 1 touchdown. His best game coming against the Phoenix Cardinals, posting 4 catches for 92 yards and 1 touchdown. He gets cut on September 2nd, 1990. He's later re-signed on September 5th, but a hamstring injury forces him to IR on September 8th. On November 2nd, he is activated to be the team's punt returner. This is still with the Cowboys at this point.
Well, I was reading this. I first read it. He was activated to be the team's punter, and I was like, man, it must have gotten dire out there.
He's a man of many talents.
No wonder he is the most inspiring walk-on.
Right. On August 26, 1991, he is released and re-signed on September 10th to return both punts and kickoffs. October 29th, he's placed on IR with a sprained ankle, then released on August 31st, 1992, because the team was looking for more speed from the wide receiver position. And after his playing career was over, Shepard became a graduate assistant at the University of Oklahoma before moving on to the University of Wyoming, where he was going to be the wide receivers assistant coach. However, unfortunately, on August 4th, 1999, he would pass away from a sudden heart attack suffered while playing racquetball. Derek Shepard had 3 sons, Sterling, Daryl, and Woody. They all played college football at the University of Oklahoma. And yes, Sterling Shepard is that Sterling Shepard.
I saw that. I was like, wait a second.
Who plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe it's Tampa Bay. So,
yes.
So,
former, Former New York Giant, too, I believe, Sterling Shepard.
Yes, he was. So rest in peace to Derek Shepard. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon, the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts, and now here's a word from our sponsor, Izzy.
Come on, Izzy.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Vanderbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right. We'll get into the sports in just a second, but before we do that, we've got a couple of housekeeping items. First, if you'd like to contact the show, like our good friend Donnie, who sends us his weekly Denver Dispatch at this point.
We got another one. We got another one this week.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what this one says.
I read a little bit of it just to make sure I put it in the right spot. It's pretty good.
I may have to email Donnie back after watching his Bronco. I got some problems with you people, and you're going to hear about it. So if you'd like to be like Donnie and contact this show, you can do so via email at blessdemboyz, BLESSDEMBOYZ, all one word, at gmail.com. We're still on Twitter with the handle bless_dem_boys. You can also follow Paul at Paul Elliott _316. I am at Ball from Grace. You can follow us on Blue Sky if you want. You may not receive any notifications from us, but you can still follow. The show is available to spring.
We're there.
We are there.
In
spirit. We're there in spirit. The show is available to stream on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can also watch us or listen to us on YouTube. So please subscribe, leave a rating and review. We enjoy all the comments, all the feedback, and thanks for watching. Like I said, we'll get to
what's the subscriber count up to on YouTube?
We're up to 13 now, which is actually we've grown.
Hey.
We pretty much doubled in size over the past month or so. So
shout out to those fine folks.
Nowhere to go but up.
You all. That's right. We're maybe we can get Kawhi Leonard to pretend to be a sponsor for us.
Yeah. We just need Steve Ballmer to let us launder the money first.
Steve, if you want to tell your side of the story, come on the show.
We're ready to listen.
We're ready to listen.
Now, we will get to the sports in a moment, but before that, we at Bless Dem Boys do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All right, Paul, what'd you get up to this week?
All righty. Criterion Challenge 2025 rolling on here. Got knocked out 3 movies. If any, you may know the actress Ayo Edebiri, and I'm probably butchering that name, so I apologize. But she is the one of the actors on The Bear on FX. She's one of the main actors on that show. So she went in the Criterion closet. She did picks, and one of the movies she picked was a movie called Charade from 1950, I think, 1960 maybe. It stars Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. Couldn't recommend it highly enough. It's so Audrey Hepburn plays a woman whose husband dies suddenly, and she quickly finds out that there are these men who he owed money to, and now they are after her. And she also meets Cary Grant at about the same time, and Cary Grant's trying to help her navigate the situation, basically. And then another movie. This is from I've spoken about the director Wim Wenders. He directed the movie Paris, Texas, and he also directed another movie that I've mentioned on the show, The American Friend, which is a Tom Ripley story, like from Talented Mr. Ripley. Like it's in that.
I was going to say Ripley's Believe It or Not.
No, the other,
The other one.
Yeah.
There's two Ripleys. I had a 50-50 shot.
There's two.
There's two Ripley.
Well, actually, there's three if you count the one from Sigourney Weaver's character from Alien, Ellen Ripley.
Of course.
But anyway, Vin Vendors had a series on the Criterion channel called Adventures in Moviegoing, and one of the movies on that series is the Munikata Sisters. It's a Japanese film.
Okay.
So cue the fancy Winnie the Pooh gift.
Got your monocle.
Some more subtitles coming. Yeah, some more subtitles coming. This is a delightful little film. It's black and white. It's about two sisters. One of them is married, and the guy she's married to is kind of a Biff Loman, if you will. Like he's kind of
the biggest loser in American literature, you mean?
right. He's kind of like he's not like abusive or anything. He's just he doesn't have many prospects, let's say. And so her younger sister, who lives with them, runs into an old boyfriend of the older sister, and this old boyfriend is not married, doesn't have family, all that stuff. So then there kind of becomes I don't want to say a love triangle, but it's you can kind of see where it's going. It's kind of one of these I would call it a romantic comedy.
Okay.
Almost. The actress who plays the younger sister, and I'm actually going to look it up right now, and I apologize again. I'm probably going to butcher this name. My Japanese is not what it should be.
I mean, who among us?
Give me 1 second.
We're all rusty, Paul.
Who among us, right? We're all rusty. Rusty! So the younger sister's name is Mariko, and she's played by Hideko Takamine. Hideko Takamine, I believe. She is wonderful. Like she's like I obviously I don't watch a lot of.
Wasn't sure which way you were going after the name calling.
No, fair enough. But no, she's really good. So I would recommend this one. It's on Criterion channel right now. You can check it out. And then lastly, I had to pick a film from South America, so where all the snowblowers go. The film I ended up picking was La Ciénaga.
Sure.
Which is Spanish for the swamp.
I believe
so. It's basically
it's Spanish for the Ciénaga, if I remember right.
Well, that too. Yeah, that too. Yeah. But basically, it's an Argentinian film, and it basically just follows this Argentinian family who it's kind of a slice of life, like there's just this middle class Argentinian family, and here's how they kind of go about things. One of the reviews I saw for it on Letterboxd was like, it's called it like ASMR theater, because it really like all the sound is natural. Like there's not really a lot of like non-diegetic music or anything like that. It's just like what you hear is what's in the actual
what did you just
scene.
call me? No, non-diegetic. How long you been waiting to drop that in the conversation?
No.
How long you been waiting to drop that in the conversation?
It's anathema. They don't like it.
Oh,
I'm breaking out the fancy Pooh Bear.
I don't know. You're gonna have to wear a monocle next time, Paul.
I will. All right, 2025 catch up. I'm still another film from this year that I didn't get to see in theaters, but I got to see on streaming. Mickey 17. This is the Bong Joon-ho film with Robert Pattinson, where he Yep. Which, by the way, real quick sidebar: Robert Pattinson quickly becoming one of my favorite actors.
He's really good.
He's. I watched. I'm trying to remember what else I watched with him recently.
The Batman
that I was impressed. Well, no, yeah, I've seen the Batman, but that was a while back. But I thought I saw something a little more recently, within the last like week or so, that that I was like, oh yeah, this guy's pretty good. But anyway, but yeah, Mickey 17, I would recommend it. It's pretty good film. Mark Ruffalo is also in it.
What's next?
What? Did you lose me?
Yeah, it froze for a second, but I think you're still there.
Okay. And then I'm still going through The Wire. I'm on season 3. I'm almost finished with season 3. I think I have 2 episodes left. Still good. Still enjoying my first time through it. The show Task on HBO, that one's coming to an end. Their last episode is this Sunday. They just had their penultimate episode, which was quite a good episode of television, I would say.
Did you see Mayor of Easttown?
Yes, I did. This is the same showrunner.
Okay, because someone said that it was like that same area of like outside Philly, so that same sort of they have that same sort of accent as the people on that show. Which me and my wife really liked that show.
Mayor of Easttown?
Yeah, Mayor of Easttown. That was a good one.
Yeah, I definitely saw it. I think I watched that one live. I want to say I watched that one week to week. Like I didn't binge it. But no, but Task is very good. Also very good is The Lowdown on FX. Still really enjoying that one. So the episode that just dropped last night as we're recording this. So the show stars Ethan Hawke, but the episode that dropped last night starred someone we talked about a couple weeks ago, Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
I did have something. So I don't have a DoorDash incident, but I do have a fast food related grievance, I guess. You
didn't get stabbed trying to stop a delivery driver this year.
No. Not that serious. So Sunday, getting ready for the NFL games. So we have the Broncos-Jets game on, and it's like 11 o'clock our time. Kickoff our time is noon for that early window. Mm-hmm. And decided, go and get some lunch for the games. And so I went to Sonic to get my wife and I some drinks, and then we were going to go to Subway because they had a buy one get one free footlong deal. So I go to Sonic, and for those of you, I don't know if you've used the Sonic app to order, but basically you put your order in, you get to the stall, and then you just put in the stall number, and then they bring it out. But when I get to Sonic, it's like 11:30. Mm-hmm. So I figure I've got plenty of time. Put the number in, wait, like 5-10 minutes go by, and they're not that busy. And I'm like, and nobody's coming to my car. I'm like, okay. So finally I just had to hit the red button and be like, hey, got a mobile order, yada, yada. Well, what was it? I'm like, I tell them, oh, okay, we'll be out. We'll be out shortly. And they were, to their credit, they came out not too long after, but wasted some valuable time. I missed the first part of the drive against the Patriots, and then of course I get home. It's like a little after 12, and I still got to set up the multi-view, and
you're all flustered at that point. Like
I'm all flustered.
Once you get behind on the schedule, like everything's going wrong. Like there's no recovering from that point.
It's like so. But no, outside of that, everything going well. What about you, Brandon? What you get up to?
So grab the fancy Pooh Bear meme because I did watch 2 more episodes of Il Gatto Pardo. Really good show. I'm really enjoying.
You call me?
Huh? Exactly.
What'd you call me?
That's right. And so.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
what the hell does that mean?
What the hell does that mean?
That means what? Anyway, so I watched episodes 2 and 3, and so they go off to the whole premise of episode 2 is they're trying to get out of the town that's kind of been taken over by the rebels, and so they have to like work their way to get out of. They want to go to like their vacation city because it's too hot where they are. And so they get out and they go and like there's the mayor there, and he's like not the mayor of Easttown, but the mayor of the city like welcomes them in and like gets them all set up, and everyone's there to like, because they're very wealthy, and so like they just cater to them because they know like to like spend money. And then like the mayor is like brings in his like daughter to like introduce them to the family. And he's like, Angelica. And then she like comes out and then like walks up to introduce herself. And then it's like, everyone's just like staring at her because she's like so much more beautiful than like everybody else on the show. It's like, oh, okay. I looked the actress up, and she's like a supermodel for like luxury houses over. And I was like, okay, so that's how you got this role. But she was like actually a really good actress, but, so that there's that, and then there's like a love triangle thing going on with, one daughter loves this one guy who's like who's like was taken in by the family, but he went and fought with the rebels and then came back, and she's in love with him, but then he's in love with the Angelica girl, and so like there's a whole love triangle thing going on. So I got through those 2 episodes. I'm about halfway done now. And then this weekend, before the football kicked off on Saturday, I watched the Pink Panther, the first of the movies. I feel like the first one was like not as good as I remember it. Like it dragged a little. It was a little long. It had some good moments.
This is the
Peter Sellers. Yeah. And it also had, I don't know if you like saw it, but Claudia Cardinale recently passed away. She was in a lot of, of like, I think 8.5 was one that she was in. There was another, is it Fellini, who's like the big Italian director?
Yeah.
She was in like a lot of his movies, and she recently passed away, but she was also in this movie. It's just there's some like really funny stuff in there, and there's like a lot of the like gags of like, everyone's in the same room trying to hide, and then people are trying to get it out, but as they try to get out, somebody's coming in, and so those parts were good. Right. But it felt like it dragged a little bit. So I want to watch. I feel like A Shot in the Dark was like the one that was like the best one of the series. I think that's the second one. So hoping to get to that soon. And then I've also been watching hockey, Paul, I
am aware.
So I've kept you apprised of my winnings and losings. Last night was I told you yesterday, I was like, I'm on a bunch of big favorites today, and I like don't feel good about it. Well, I think I bet on 5 favorites and 3 underdogs. And like all 3 of the underdogs lost. And so like if I had just bet all the favorites, I would have been fine. I lost. So I have a bunch of I have 500,000 Fliff coins in my Fliff account. And so I've just been betting like 2,000 coins a game. And so I'm up like 16,000 coins. And I think yesterday, I still went 5-3. But I ended up, because like a lot of the games were big favorites, I ended up down like 300 coins. So like not a terrible day over. Like I lost, but not a terrible day overall.
For those who don't know, on Fliff, they give you like 1,000 coins daily for free. So if you just kind of let that accumulate, and you can just kind of play. That's what I end up doing. If I end up like with football, I'll just end up tailing somebody on Twitter. Somebody will be like, "Hey, here's a parlay for you."
Yep, throw it on there.
I just tail that. Throw it in there, and now sometimes it's.
So I've been doing that.
I found.
I think the bet I felt most confident in was the Stars yesterday, and they ended up winning
play around
5-2. They were up 3-0 pretty quickly. Oh, you're back.
Am I back? Okay.
Yeah. So I did feel pretty good, and I think the last game I had the Penguins at +120. And they were up 2-0 within 8 minutes, and then ended up losing a really close one. I can't remember if it went to overtime or not, but I was like, I think if I looked at the shot totals and the expected goals totals, and they had outshot the other team, which I think was the Ducks, and so I was like, I could have won that one, but I think I got lucky on another game, and so it was kind of a wash. And then the other thing that I did this Saturday, Paul, if we can transition into sports, was
so real quick before you transition.
Okay,
two things. So Claudia
Cardinale,
thank you. I remember her most from Once Upon a Time in the West.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's the female lead in that, and then. I remember the other Robert Pattinson movie I recently saw, which I guess I should have put this in what I saw this weekend was The Lighthouse, the Robert Eggers.
Oh, okay.
That he did with Willem Dafoe, which is it's very good. It's for those that don't know, it's basically him and Willem Dafoe are two lighthouse attendants who essentially go mad, in the course of a couple.
Is Eggers the guy that did Nosferatu?
Yes.
Okay.
He did Nosferatu. Okay. He did The Witch. He did The Northman. Yeah.
He's got a particular style.
He does. Now the other I think neat thing about The Lighthouse is it's in black and white. The whole movie's in black and white.
Mm.
So
even when they turn the light on.
Yes. You continue with your transition there.
Yeah. So this Saturday, I actually was able to enjoy myself because I watched the Texas Longhorns play Oklahoma. John Mateer, who rushed back for this game, maybe shouldn't have rushed himself back because he was not very good. And maybe the Texas defense had something to do with that, but he also made some pretty bonehead decisions, I think, especially at the end of the half, throwing it into the end zone right to the Texas defensive back when Oklahoma could have gotten a field goal there. Mm.
He was shedding my tears.
He was shedding my tears. Yes, I was shedding the tears of joy.
There you go.
But also thought Arch played really well. I thought Arch had a really good game. The offensive line had some problems early on, but I also think they picked it up in the second half, and Arch kind of found his rhythm in the second, so that felt pretty good. He needed a game like this. That was because he would been, falling off draft boards and a lot of people questioning his talent at this point.
So that I was going to ask, was this his best game of the year?
Oh yeah, by a lot.
In your opinion?
Yeah, because you were playing your rival. It's a tough environment, and just with the way everything had been going, he stepped up and made some great passes, made some big plays with his legs as well, and so didn't more importantly didn't make any mistakes trying to force the ball, which I thought. I will say I do have a problem with the play calling of Sark sometimes, because a lot of times what happens is they'll lose yardage, or if first down doesn't go, if it's not a successful play, then what they end up doing is just running a bunch of wide receiver screens out to the left, and I'm like you got a quarterback who can throw the ball downfield. Why don't we actually try to attack downfield instead of just like hoping that one of our guys can break a tackle out on the edge here.
Yeah.
Like it was so one note. It just seemed like that was their only move. Like anytime they got any behind the chains in any way, shape, or form, it's like, well, let's just throw a wide receiver screen out here and see if he can pick up the yardage instead of trusting your quarterback to actually go out and make a play.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you, buddy. I was off and on paying attention to the college football this weekend. As we transition into that, I don't even remember what games what did I watch? Oh, Indiana, Oregon, of course, which was all it was cracked up to be. I mean, huge win for Indiana, obviously. Kirk Cignetti quickly becoming one of my favorite people in college football.
This
man gives no damn. Like
Nope.
he's like, and so when I heard somebody say he's a Saban descendant, it's like, of course he is. Like, you can just tell just by his demeanor.
He looks mad all the time.
He does, man. Like, it's just like he is not happy ever.
What's the guy version of RBF?
Right.
Because he's got it.
Hey, maybe he could be a resting Cignetti face.
There we go.
That could be a
RCF.
RCF. But I mean, I was really impressed with what they did. Mendoza looked really good. The defense came up with a big interception of Dante Moore there towards the end, and
Mendoza's actually like moving
impressive.
up draft boards right now. I think someone had a.
Oh yeah. Oh, I am. Trust me,
You
I'm
aware?
I am aware. As a fan of a team that will be drafting towards the top of the first round, I am definitely aware of Mendoza. The Mendoza line, if you will, has been sneaking up. But no, that was really a fun game to watch. I did watch also. Let me just check here. I didn't really check out a lot of these other games. Just looking through the scores.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't watch very. I watched the Texas OU game, but outside of that, I don't think I actually watched a lot of college.
The other one was Alabama, Missouri. Well, that was the other one I kind of paid attention to. As you know, but I think that one was on at the same time as Oregon, Indiana, so it was kind of flipping back and forth.
On Friday night, I did watch a little bit of North Texas and South Florida, but
I did too. When I went to sleep, it was like 14-14. I woke up the next morning, I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, it's the second half did not treat North Texas too kindly.
No, the we call South Florida the meaner green, as it were. All right, so do you want to get into this week's college picks?
Yeah, I was finally like more than just a game above 500 this week. I was 7-3, and of course,
yeah, buddy.
No, despite that, you still beat me by a pick, so you were 8-2.
I was 8-2, and I was a half a point away from being 9-1 because I took the South Carolina plus 10.5 against LSU, and the final was like, you guys do the math, whatever, 21.
No, I thought it was 20-10.
Well, I was whatever it was. I was a half. Oh, I must have had LSU.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is. I laid the 10.5. That's probably what it was.
All right, you ready to go through this week's games? What are you up to now?
Just real. I'm 47-23. I am ranked 35th in overall, I guess, in the whole ESPN. So I keep waiting for maybe it's this week. Maybe this is the week where it all comes crashing down. I do want to mention real quick before we get to the official picks for the ESPN College Pick'em. One game that's not on this list, it is a battle of top 25 teams in Nashville. LSU traveling to take on Vanderbilt. That game's at 11 a.m. on Saturday, 11 a.m. Central Time.
And Vanderbilt is favored in that game.
Are they really?
Yes, which is I think
Wow.
I think it's starting to get late pretty early out for Brian Kelly right now.
Yeah. This could be well. Although, correct me if I'm wrong. When Texas went to Nashville last year for the Vanderbilt game, weren't they kind of in a tricky spot?
Yeah, I think that was more of a I think that was like a what is it, like a look ahead? Like you don't want to be caught like
Okay.
So I think that was the situation, and the game was pretty close throughout. It wasn't Texas didn't run away with it.
I for those that have been listening to the show for a while, I flew into Nashville the day after that game for work and was met by quite a few Longhorn fans flying home. So anyway, let's get to the games. So none of the 11 o'clock games, none of the early games are on this the docket here. So we'll start in the SEC, a top 10 matchup. The Ole Miss Rebels at 6-0, traveling to Athens to take on the Georgia Bulldogs, number 9 Georgia Bulldogs. Number 5, Ole Miss, number 9 Georgia. Home favorite here for Georgia, -7.5. I think I'm going to lay the 7.5 with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I haven't been impressed with Ole Miss. Like for one, like barely even winning a game where you were 33.5 point favorites at home,
right,
is a little worrying. And I think they've been like, because I bet on them against Kentucky in that game, they didn't cover. So I'm going to take the Bulldogs here too.
Yep. Okay. Up next, Big Ten matchup here. Number 1, Ohio State, 6-0, heading into Madison, Wisconsin. The Badgers are coming off a 30-0 defeat at the hand of Iowa. That's right, boys and girls. Iowa scored 30 points against Wisconsin. Ohio State here laying 27.5 as a road favorite. I think I'm going to lay the 27.5 with the Buckeyes.
Wisconsin is putting the bad in Badgers. I'll take the Buckeyes.
There you go. Okay, up next, an old school Big 8 matchup here. Texas A&M, number 4. A&M's up to number 4 in the country at 6-0 against Arkansas. Is this in Jerry's World? Are they still playing this game? And
the ESPN thing does not say.
Okay,
because it looks like
they usually. It's listed as an Arkansas home game,
right?
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's But anyway, so A&M technically at Arkansas could be played at Jerry's World. I don't know. A&M is a -7.5 here against the Razorbacks, who put up a good fight against Tennessee under Bobby Petrino.
This is at Razorback Stadium.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to take I'm still going to lay the points with the Aggies.
I will too.
All right. Next up here, I don't know what conference this is, but UNLV by the way, UNLV 6-0, head coach Dan Mullen from that Dan Mullen from Mississippi State years ago and Florida, traveling to Boise to take on the Broncos here. Broncos are the home favorite, -10.5. I think I'm going to take the 10.5 with the Rebels.
I am too. I'm on. I'll ride with Dan Mullen, who I believe was Dak Prescott's coach. Am I?
That sounds right. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, Big Ten. Indiana coming off that big win at Oregon. They're back at home. They're laying 26.5 against Michigan State coming in. I think I'm gonna lay the 26.5 with the Hoosiers.
Yeah, this is the highest that Indiana football has ever been ranked.
I believe it. I
I am also going to ride with the RC with RCF
RCF resting signetic face.
By
the way, if you want to check this game out on Saturday, it is only on Peacock. It is not on NBC. It is only on Peacock. So, just for those curious,
why does it say FS1?
Right,
why does the box say FS1 then? Oh
Michigan
no,
State,
sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. You're right. I was looking at
UNLV Boise.
That's the one I was looking at. Sorry.
Okay, this one's on Fox. This is is this still Big 12?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yes.
Okay. Texas Tech Red Raiders, they are 6-0, number 7 in the country, traveling to Tempe, Arizona. I've actually been in that stadium where Arizona State plays years ago. Taking on the Sun Devils here. The Red Raiders, the road favorite, laying 10.5. I'm gonna lay the 10.5 with the Red Raiders.
I am too.
Okay. Oregon, trying to put the pieces back together after that tough loss to Indiana. They get to travel all the way across country to Rutgers to play the Scarlet Knights. They are the road favorite. They are laying 16.5. It's a tough one. I think I'm going to lay the 16.5. I'm not giving up on the Ducks just yet.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't ride with Rutgers. I don't have any faith in. I mean, what? They're 3-3. Like, what have you done for me?
Right.
What have you done since?
Exactly.
What have you done since Ray Rice?
I was going to say, who's their most famous football alum? Is it still Ray Rice?
I mean, I can't think of anybody
famous
else.
Famous for maybe not the right reasons, but
he had a good.
All right, so then
did I ever tell you about the year in fantasy football I had where I drafted Adrian Peterson, who then got suspended for switching his kid. And in that same year,
right.
I drafted Ray Rice, who immediately the video came out.
Oh boy, it's tough.
Unlike those two players, I was not able to beat anybody.
Yikes! No. Did Donnie leave the chat? He was here.
Yeah,
I don't know if he left that out.
I think he got mad when I said, "Was it the whole?" When I asked him if the he said he missed the bad part of the game. I said, "Wasn't that the whole game?"
All right, here we got 3 more games left here. The big this is a big one in the SEC. Tennessee traveling to Tuscaloosa, take on the Crimson Tide. Alabama's home favorite, laying 9.5. I think I'm going to take the 9.5 with Tennessee here.
So I heard Tennessee has the worst passing defense in the SEC. And so I'm going to lay the points with Alabama. I think Alabama's kind of like, after that one loss to Florida State, they've kind of gotten it back together.
Speaking of quarterbacks climbing the draft boards, Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback, looking pretty good. Although the Tennessee quarterback's not bad either. Aguilar, he's played pretty well.
Right. Yeah, both of them have been pretty good.
Okay, here's a classic matchup for you. Number 20, USC, travels to South Bend, take on the Fighting Irish, number 13. Irish are minus 8.5 here. I don't know. I think I'm going to take the 8.5 with the Trojans.
I'm gonna go. I'm on Notre Dame here.
You gonna be on Notre Dame?
Yeah. I mean, USC.
I think
USC just beat Michigan pretty badly, but I think that says more about about Michigan than it does about USC.
Alma mater of Will Ferrell, so got that going for him. Okay, last but not least here, the Cincinnati Bearcats, 5-1, alma mater of Mr. Kelsey, travel to Stillwater take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They're still trying to put the pieces back together after they fired Mike Gundy. Road favorites here for the Bearcats, minus 21.5. I'm going to lay the 21.5 with the Bearcats.
Bearcats for me too. So I think we were on all the same games until we have two differences. So I'm on Alabama, and you're on Notre Dame, and I'm on Notre Dame. You're on Tennessee and USC.
Tennessee and USC. Okay.
So
we'll see. We'll see, buddy. Maybe this is the week that I come crashing back. I had to send you the screenshot over the weekend when my rank was 69.
Yes, of course. I would have been ashamed if you hadn't.
And then I think after the weekend was over, I sent you another one. It's like, stop the count, stop the vote. I mean, seriously though, like we are basically halfway through the season, right? And
we're 6 games in. That's pretty.
50, I'm top 50.
So I'm actually
in the whole.
This is for like, if you weren't having the year you were having, I'd feel pretty good about mine because I'm ranked like 5,900. Right. Like I'm in like the 95th percentile, which is like still good. Yeah.
On the flip side, let's get to our NFL picks, which are not that good. But we do our best. Let me start here.
It sucks.
Reviewing week.
It sucks.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah. Here's a summary of all of our NFL picks this season.
I really think you're wrong.
Yes, yep, Kramer, we were wrong.
Okay, so let's start here. The preseason picks, where you and I went through, picked each game. For week 6, I was 10-5. I am 55-38 for the season. I've got 7 teams correctly predicted through 6 weeks, record-wise. If we go to, let me pull this up here.
Yeah, I haven't. I need to update my spreadsheet. I haven't updated for this week yet.
Okay, no worries. So last week we were both 6-8. This week we're both 6-9. For week 6. For the season, we're both 41-52, buddy. Even Steven. You mean, well, you and I are.
We're pretty bad at this.
Well, yeah, we're equally bad at it, I guess. For the confidence picks, we're both 52-40, so we got that going for us. You're way ahead on points. Well, not way ahead. You've got 506. I've got 459. I want to say, did Andy overtake Brock Purdy in the?
I think he did. Yeah, I think last I checked, he was on top.
For those who weren't here with us, I think it was last week or the week before, we postulated that Brock Purdy is our mystery contestant.
He hasn't said anything to prove us wrong yet.
Yeah. Going back to our spread picks, we went head to head on 4 games. We split them 2-2, so that means we were 4-7 in our picks we shared. Not a good week for our upset picks. Neither one of our upset picks hit. I had Browns over Steelers. You had Lions over Chiefs. However, both of our locks hit. I had Packers over Bengals. You had Rams over Ravens. And Rams over Ravens was our survivor pick. So we lived to fight another week. Let me see what else we got here. So for the year, on the upset picks, I'm 4-2. You're 1-5. On the lock picks, I'm 6-0. You're 5-1. So we got the lock. It's a lock, Jared.
That's locked.
That's a lock. You want to get to kind of just talking through these games real quick? Let me pull up my. So we had two teams on a bye. Houston Texans. That bye was brought to you by Dominic Williams, a.k.a. Dominic Davis, running back from back in the day. And the Minnesota Vikings bye week was brought to you by Orlando Thomas. Moving on to Thursday night here. I know this game upset you, buddy. I know you probably were heartbroken.
Really broke my heart. I got to enjoy it for 3 days before.
That Brian Mitchell presents Giants 34, Eagles 17. I think this is the perfect example of like worlds are colliding, like circumstances coming together. You got this Giants team who just lost to the Saints. They're on a short rest. You got an Eagles team who are winning games, but like nobody really. Well, they coming off a loss too. They were coming off a loss too, but like there's question marks about the team and all this, and then they just collided, and Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo.
Man, Cam Scatterboo, baby,
led the way.
the crayon eater was running over people in this one. Scored 3 touchdowns. I think that gives him like over 5 for the season now. And then I think AJ Brown. Someone said that that Saquon and Jalen and AJ Brown had all had a meeting this week, and then AJ Brown was like, "I don't remember that. I don't recall that.
I don't recall. Yeah, I don't recall this meeting.
So that's
what
good.
Is this meeting you speak of?
The Eagles are now 0 for 6 and out gaining their opponents in total yardage.
Yep.
My favorite part of this was Jackson Dart has to go into the tent, and Brian Daboll is so disgusted that Russell Wilson is having to take snaps for him that he just barges into the tent to demand he come back out on the field. No, it was a very enjoyable Thursday night game. Had a lot of fun scrolling Twitter and seeing people just completely turning on Jalen Hurts, which is good to see. But yeah, it's just it was kind of eye opening.
But I think let's talk about the Giants just for a second. I think this is who the Giants team is this year, which is to say they're gonna be spunky and in some games, and Scatterboo's gonna. Might run into a wall, literally, and
as I said on Twitter, Cam Scatterboo has benign CTE.
And then there was a rumor going around. It's still kind of going around that the Giants are looking to trade with the Saints for Chris Olave, and I texted that to you and I said, knowing the Saints, they'll just get Scatterboo's benign CTE in return.
I mean, Chris Olave could use benign CTE. I think he's going to have the bad stuff after the hits that he took.
I didn't think about that.
Derek Carr.
I didn't think about that. That's yikes. So the Eagles 4-2. Their point differential for the season is -1.
That's about right.
So that is what it is. But
it's funny.
Onward and upward. Well,
it's funny because the Giants are a spunky team, but also like before this game, they had just lost to the Saints. So like,
right.
They're
That's what I'm saying.
Probably still not going to be world beaters, but they will be able to surprise some teams. I think.
No, I don't think. Here, I just wanted to. Well, I mean, they're traveling to Denver. Donnie, watch out, buddy. you might get darted here.
Be on the lookout
this weekend. Then they play the Eagles again in Philadelphia. Host the 49ers. Play the Bears. They got the Pack. They got basically the NFC North still left to play. So yeah, I mean, but if you're a Giants fan, you at least got to feel good about Dart, and like you kind of feel like at least like you have some kind of a future, like you have something to look forward to. And then obviously next season, Neighbors will be back, and
So someone needs to teach Jackson Dart that he is not Cam Scatterboo, because he is taking a few too many bad hits right now.
So for the Eagles, we have to keep in mind that the Eagles have a first-place schedule, and if they don't get this back on the tracks, which I know you hope they don't, but if they don't, it's going to get interesting here. They're at Minnesota. Minnesota's coming off a bye. Host the Giants, at the Packers, host the Lions, at Dallas the Sunday before Thanksgiving, host the Bears on Black Friday, at the Chargers, home Raiders. There's not a lot of give me games in this schedule for the Eagles, so they need to kind of, figure something out. Now, I will say, correct me if I'm wrong, but what's the Jalen Carter? He was a very late scratch for this game, right?
Uh-huh.
About 30 minutes before the game, it's like, oh, by the way, Jalen Carter's not playing.
He didn't spit on anybody this time. He was just
no, right. None of that. It was just, yeah. So, for Eagles fans out there, the Jalen Hurts thing, man, it's just it's something to behold right now.
It's almost like he's not that good of a quarterback.
Yeah, almost. All right, moving on to another not as entertaining game, I would say. No, all due respect to our good friend Donnie. Billy Joe presented Broncos 13, Jets 11. So Donnie actually, before I get to his email, Donnie messaged me, I think it was Sunday, and he said, hey, couldn't Mark Sanchez have presented Broncos Jets? And I'm like, no, he never played for the Broncos. He goes, oh, no, we signed him.
And then
but he got cut. He never played a game or whatever.
He did get cut. He also got cut he got cut in Indianapolis.
Got cut several times. Yeah. Let me get to our good friend Donnie here.
Let me
just get some music for this. We need to get something for this.
Let me just say that this game should be used as like torture footage for terrorists in Guantanamo Bay.
I just hope for the fine folks in London that the Rams Jaguars game this weekend is.
Are we trying to start a war with these people? Are we trying to like? You lost the revolution. Here's Broncos. Here's Justin Fields.
We should have sent this game to Germany. Is what we should have done.
How do you end up? You know who had more net passing yards than Justin Fields on Sunday? Both of us.
Everybody.
Both of us.
Oh yeah, that too.
They could have been the intro, the podcast with more passing yards than Justin Fields this week.
All due respect to Justin Fields. Okay, so here's our Week 6 dispatch from our good friend Donnie. On the condition of fairness, I missed most of the game since I had to coach my youngest son's last flag football game. That flag football game was probably more entertaining than this one.
Most likely.
I briefly checked the score and saw us up 10-6. By the time I got to the car, it was 11-10 late in the third quarter. I was able to see the whole fourth quarter. Denver's defense is legit. If your QB is a lower tier guy, they are going to destroy him. Benito, that's Nick Benito, is just a beast off the edge. Offensively, Bad Bo came back this week. He is just so inconsistent, not just game to game, but quarter to quarter. As I messaged Paul yesterday, if your defense gives up 82 yards, negative net passing yards, gets 9 sacks, you should not be sweating out a 2-point victory in the final seconds.
Yeah, you should have covered. You should have covered this game by 10 points.
Yeah, at least, right? The AFC is very strange, so having one side of the ball just be a nightmare may be enough, but they will need more on offense. You know who they probably could use is your boy Javonte Williams. Just throwing it out there.
Well,
I don't know. So on the Jets side, the Aaron Glenn being one and done talk has started. I don't know. It don't look good. I'll say that. Like,
well, I worry at this point, like, because I think after one game, they said that they could hear him screaming at the team through the walls, and like, if it keeps happening like this and looking like this, like, eventually you worry about losing the locker room, like, and especially with the way that the first half ended with the play calling and the decision making on it. Like, what was that? Like, Garrett Wilson was completely uninterested in like what the plan was, and so like that's the real fear here is that like he loses the locker room. Justin Fields has like I don't know who was like working with him in Pittsburgh, but he looked like competent over there. In this system, he's just like staring at guys and just like completely unable to make a decision. I think his time
maybe Arthur Smith is a better coach than we think, like, because he was the OC.
The only problem with that is that he also like didn't think Bijan should be on the field half the time. So like, I don't know. Can't be that big of a genius. I think Justin Fields' like average time to sack was like 6 seconds in this game. So he's just like eating the ball back there. Basically, it's like as good as the Broncos like pass rush is, like Justin Fields was just like sitting back there and like not making a decision. And then my favorite part of this was like they had a chance to kick, like maybe try a long field goal to win the game on 4th and 8, and instead it's like, okay, let's send our quarterback out there. It's like you've had all game for him to prove that he cannot just like he's not going to pick up 8 yards for you. Like just take this shot on the long field goal. Like what the only reasonable decision, but of course like they send him back out there and he immediately got sacked. Like, I don't know. I think the Justin Fields experiment needs to end. I think you're better off with Tyrod Taylor at this point, who was actually like a passable NFL backup.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. It's just not looking good for Aaron Glenn. I mean, he'll be fine if he does get fired. Somebody will snatch him up as a defensive coordinator, you know. But yeah, it's not looking good. But for Denver, what I will say for Denver, you got to remember now, Denver is a leverage play away from being 5-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they lost the Colts. What was their other loss? Who's their other loss? The Chargers?
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah, so I mean they easily could be 5-1, maybe 6-0. I don't remember. I know there was something fishy about that Chargers game, that how it ended, but
it was. I mean, this was the Chargers before they like. I mean, they were injured going into the season, and now they're like dead.
Yeah, now they're. It's we'll talk more about them in a minute, but yeah, it's but yeah, the Broncos have just as good a shot as anybody. I mean, there's 3 teams now in the AFC West that are 4-2,
and then there's the
Chargers
Raiders
technically, and then there's the Raiders, and now the Chargers technically own the lead because they've beaten the Broncos and they've beaten the Chiefs and they've beaten the Raiders, but
right,
you know, like so Broncos still have something to say, I think, when it's all said and done in this season. Speaking of all said and done, Ben Watson presented Patriots 25, Saints 19. I'm going to be honest. So can I be honest with you, Brandon, for a little bit? So going into this game, I thought the Saints had a chance. I thought, we could, it was because the Patriots are a fairly young team. They're still, obviously the Drake is only in his second season, and maybe they could mess around, the Saints that is, and get a win here. And then the first 2 drives for the Patriots, they just go through them like a knife through butter. They get 1 touchdown call back on a silly offensive pass interference call against Stephon Diggs, which Mike Vrabel was not happy about, and I don't blame him. But they ended up scoring anyway. I mean, Saints defense is just not there. Their pass rush is next to non-existent. We had young corners out there playing. It's. I mean, it is what it is. But give the offense credit. They hung around. Spencer Rattler played probably his most. I don't know if it was his best game of his career, but his most confident game, if that makes sense. Like he just seemed like he was making quick decisions and doing all that. He did not throw a touchdown. The only touchdown they scored was a Taysom Hill 1-yard run, which you were eager to point out to me that was not a Alvin Kamara run.
Yeah, you're Kellen Moore, my boy, who's not my boy anymore, is not helping my fantasy team out over here.
Yeah, I mean, for the Saints, it's we're now at the point where they're talking about trading folks. Olave's name's been thrown out there. Shaheed has been thrown out. Pete Werner. Yeah, I found it interesting. Danny Stutzman, who's the rookie out of
the
Oklahoma.
cracker with the juice.
The cracker with the juice. He did get a couple more snaps this week next to DeMario Davis. And when Kellen Moore was asked about it, he basically was like, yeah, we're trying to get him some more reps just in case something comes up, which is basically to say, like, Pete Werner might get traded. Or DeMario Davis might get traded. I hope not, but, so we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. I think if they would have done a trade this week, it would have happened by now because it's Wednesday and, like, teams – I mean, that's my thought, but who knows? We'll see. I know on Olave, I know the Giants have called, and I think the Steelers have made a call to the Saints about Olave.
Yeah, the Steelers could really use a number one wide receiver if only they had one at some point.
I know. Yeah, but for the Patriots, I'll say this. Now, here's the thing you got to remember about the Patriots. They are 4-2. They beat the Bills. So, ladies and gentlemen, your first place, New England.
I don't even like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Drake is good, Paul.
Yeah. Listen, as much as I hated to say it's Sunday, I have to admit the Drake is good. There was one play that was just ridiculous where Chase Young has him dead to rights. Like he's going to – it might even be a strip sack. And Drake just like shuffles it to – I think it was Travion Henderson. I don't remember who. But he just like shuffles it to him, and they end up getting positive yards out of the play. Yeah. No, the Drake is playing like a top 10 quarterback right now for sure. No denying that.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks that are playing well, Nate Newton presents Panthers 30, Cowboys 27. You think the Drake is good? If you take the R and the E, the Dak is also good. Unfortunately, the other side of the ball is not very good. Rico Dowdle.
I was gonna say that was A-level stuff from you.
Yeah, so
impressive.
Someone talked about the the old saying, the offensive line opened up a hole big enough to drive a truck through.
Yeah.
There were multiple shots from this game where like Rico Dowdle is running and it looks like he's running into a hallway, and it's like there's just like wide open grass. Like I want to see like what was his like yards before contact, because it felt like he was getting to the second level just like with no problem.
If I could very quickly.
Well, I was going to say
if I could very quickly. Go ahead. You finish.
The one thing I was mad about was like Dak had this amazing game and George Pickens was awesome, and the offense was not able to run the ball like they had in past games, and so they had to like just basically rely on the pass. And then some like sports writer was like, after there was some bad play calling on the chance where the Cowboys had the ball with like 6 minutes left and they went 3 and out and had to punt. And the one sports writer was like, Yep, Dak blinked with the game on the line. That's on him. He knew that he had to be perfect to win this game. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. Just like, oh yeah, let's blame the one guy who's actually like carrying this team into relevance right now.
I didn't know Skip Bayless was still writing for.
Or did you hear what Skip Bayless said about? He said, as I call him, Matt Eber fraud.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, our good friend Andy, I sent him your message about wanting to shoot Eberflus into the sun, and Andy came back with, "I warned you. Don't say I didn't warn you."
We're reaching the point where we're at the, if I had a gun with 2 bullets and Hitler and Bin Laden and Matt Eberflus were in the room with me.
Don't finish.
That's how bad the defense is playing right now. Oh, that was like
what I was going to say.
The Michael Scott with Toby thing. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Sorry, Paul.
Right. What I was going to say is, for the second week in a row, my fantasy team was basically carried by Rico Dowdle, which is these last 2 weeks have been like the most improbable thing. I just really I talked about it last week. I just picked him up because ESPN was like, hey, you might want to pick him up. You might want to start him. And then I played him again this week because
he was playing the Cowboys. That's why.
Well, no, it was just like he was projected to score high. Between him and we'll talk about JSN here in a minute. I went into Monday night. I still had Daniels, Bill Merritt, and Roma Dunze to play, and I was up 11 points. And the guy I was playing didn't have anybody left, so like they literally could have just like not played, and I still would have, just because of those 2 guys. So
Cam Scattaboo was the guy who carried me this weekend.
Yeah. Well, okay, so the guy I was playing had Dart and Scattaboo, but didn't start him.
Ooh.
And had Drake London on Monday night, and if he'd have started Drake London, then I would have been sweating it because Drake London had a big game for the Falcons. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But any other thing?
No, the defense is bad, and my favorite part of this, I think the text I sent you, and this will be the last point I make, is like Matt Eberflus. Like we have corners who are very good at man coverage. Let's run 97% zone coverages. And it's like instead of trying to fit your system into the players that you have, it's just like we'll play my system and that's it. And
I will say that is, I think, one thing that your boy Kellen Moore does pretty well is it seems like, tries to fit his system to what he has. Like he doesn't, like the opposite of what you just described. Like he tries to, do what works for the player, which makes sense, right? I mean, that's like.
Well, that's what the Cowboys are doing on the offensive side of the ball. Like they're using the pieces the way you're supposed to, and the defense is doing not that.
Speaking of defenses not too good, Tony Banks presents Rams 17, Ravens 3. Ravens fall to 1-5. The Rams moved to 4-2, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rams are still in that log jam in the NFC West with the 49ers and the Seahawks. We'll talk about those 2 teams a little bit later. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Rams just did what they had to do. Puka did get hurt in this game. Don't know what the
prognosis is
on that.
Prognosis negative?
Yeah, I don't know. Prognosis negative? I don't know. Haven't heard. Also, I think did Blake Corum get hurt too?
I was only aware of the Puka injury, so like don't. I want to say like when I was looking at him on fantasy football, he had a questionable tag, so you might be right.
I will say too, very quietly. So obviously, a lot of love being given to your boy Dak, a lot of love being given to Baker Mayfield. We'll talk about him in a little bit. Matthew Stafford, very quietly leading the league in passing yards right now. Like I don't hear a lot about. It's probably because it's Stafford. He's going to throw for a ton of yards. Like Whatever.
He's also in a pretty like QB friendly system too. Like that helps.
Right. He's got Devontae Adams and he's got Puka. I mean, obviously Puka just got injured, but I get it. But like, I'm just throwing it out there. Like Stafford's having a pretty good season. For the Ravens, so here's my take on the Ravens. They're 1-5. The last team to start 1-5 and make the playoffs was the 2020 Washington, whatever they were called at the time.
Was that the football team years?
I believe it might have been the football team. I don't think they were the Commanders yet. But I really think, and I'm going to plant my flag here. Ravens are making the playoffs.
All right. Have you made any wagers to that effect yet?
Well, before the season, I did. I mean, I wagered them to go to the Super Bowl, but I mean, like, I just don't. I mean, I know I said last week, like, I think I said something to the effect of like Lamar coming back is not going to magically fix this.
Yeah, the defense is so bad, and that's part of the problem right now is that the defense is so bad and beat up.
But here's where just go with me here for a second. So the Ravens are off weeks. They're off this week, much needed bye week. They believe Lamar will be back week 8 hosting the Bears. So this is their schedule coming up. Host the Bears at Miami on a Thursday night, at the Vikings, at the Browns, excuse me. So they have 3 road games in a row. Home Jets, home Bengals, home Steelers. So they have not played the Steelers yet. They still have to play the Steelers twice, and the Steelers are obviously 4-1 or whatever. Yeah, 4-1, I think.
In the past, over the past 3 weeks, the Steelers are 2-0, and the rest of the AFC North is 0-9.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Or is it 0-6?
But my point being is, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games before they play the Steelers for the first time. If they can win 5 of those 6 games, which I don't think is outside the realm of possibility, they would be 6-6. And then, playing the Steelers, who we'll talk about their game here in a little bit, but the Steelers have a little tougher schedule because they got to play Packers, Colts, Chargers, Bills, so not outside the realm of possibility when we get to December 7th, which is the first Steelers-Ravens game, that game is a meaning. I mean, it's going to be meaningful anyway, but so I'm not losing hope on the Ravens just yet.
So right now,
I'll be interested to see what they look like once Lamar comes back.
It looks like their odds to make the playoffs right now is about plus 100. It's like even money.
That's what I'm saying. Like Vegas knows something. Like they're not totally. Because the other thing you got to consider, the Bengals don't have Burrow. The Browns are the Browns, and everybody's just expecting the Steelers thing to fall apart at some point. Hasn't yet, but
that's because Mike Tomlin sold his soul to the devil.
Right. Of course. All right, let's move on here before we get too far into that subject area. Let's go to Ricky Prohl presents Colts. 31. Cardinals 27. This was kind of a head scratcher here. Cardinals had no Kyler Murray. Marvin Harrison Jr. gets concussed somewhat early in this game.
Who else was they the Colts? Didn't the Colts have like 2 players like sent to the?
Oh, that's right.
Sent off,
I forgot about this
because Anthony Richardson was working with the training band and got a fractured orbital bone. He pops himself in the face. And then one of their
Travarius Ward.
The former chief defensive back ran into a guy on the sideline and got concussed. So
Yeah. But all that to say, you sent me a text at one point. It was like Colts question mark.
Yeah, what are you doing?
And I'm like, how is Jacoby Brissett or like how is this? Well, what's happening here? What's going on here?
Maybe that tells us all we need to know about Kyler Murray.
I mean, it could. It definitely could. The one thing I also will mention, I've heard this mentioned a little bit on the talkie shows. Colts, do you want to guess what the record of the teams the Colts have beaten is?
They've beaten the Broncos, who are 4-2. They've beaten the Cardinals. Yep. They've beaten. Yep. They haven't played the Texans yet, have they? Are they? Didn't they beat the Dolphins?
I think they have beat. Did they not? They did beat the Dolphins. That was week 1. Yeah.
Didn't they?
Here, I'll help you out. So
with the Jets,
they beat the Dolphins. They haven't played the Jets. They beat the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Titans, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. Combined record of those teams is 10-20.
Okay.
So we got a potential fraud alert here.
Well, in fairness, they were Adonai Mitchell dropping the ball through the back of the end zone.
True.
From also beating the Rams
and holding on Jonathan Taylor's touchdown run.
Yeah, I mean,
that is true.
So you have that one, which kind of offsets the Broncos game where they got that win because of like the leverage call, and so like they have like played two teams that we think are actually good. They played them really close, and so like they at least haven't like it's not like they got blown out in those games, which I think would be more of a fraud warning.
But when we get to our next game, I will bring up the win-loss record of the teams another team in this division has beaten. So just tease that for a moment.
Okay.
The Cardinals. I'm out. I'm out on the Cardinals.
I've been out. I've been out pretty much the whole season on this.
I mean, you know, it's kind of sad. Like I mean, when your cousin got hurt, it's like okay. Then they have that game against Tennessee where it's like they just handed it to him, basically. Like just there you go. Like,
yeah. That game had to have like so many things go wrong for the. For the Cardinals to actually lose that game, and everything did. Yep.
And then I don't know. Like they're definitely. My Cardinals finishing 4th place in the NFC West preseason wager is looking
pretty
good right now. I would say looking pretty good for the Colts. Can they keep this going? I think they can.
I mean, they looked promising the whole season.
The other thing you have to keep in mind with them, I believe they have a 2nd place schedule because they finished 2nd last year in the division. So, so that might become important. I know they have a couple key games coming up in terms of the AFC playoff standings. Like they play the Chargers, they play the Steelers, they play the Chargers this week. They do. So by the way, Germany actually might be getting a good game this year because they got Falcons Colts. So that actually might be a decent game. The Colts do not play the Jaguars until December 7th. They don't play the Texans until the week before that, November 30th. So that's really when we'll see what's what. But yeah, I mean, Danny Dimes still looking pretty good. So we'll keep an eye on that. You want to take this next one?
All right. Luke Jokel presents Seahawks 20, Jaguars 12. Felt pretty good about this because I actually took the Seahawks on the road.
You did?
Called it. So shout out friend of the show, Trang.
Yep.
Seahawks go on the road, get a win, and also big shout out to JSN who continues to just light people up.
I approve that message.
So how about how do we feel about the Jaguars now? Because they had.
So this is what I was going to say. Now, I made this joke last week. I said a cynic would think that Paul took the Jaguars to jinx Brandon because Brandon has the Jaguars as the AFC South winner. Not that I would ever do such a thing, but what I was going to mention is the Jaguars have the records of the teams the Jaguars have beaten. So we talked about the Colts was 10 and 20. For the Jaguars, it's hold on, I have it here. Here, 13 and 10. So for what that's worth, I mean, look, it's because they've beaten the 49ers and they've beaten the Chiefs. Those are their two big
wins.
Those are their two big ones. Two big wins. This game, I came away more impressed by the Seahawks. Like, because I know, look, we talk about like West Coast team going to East Coast, playing an early game, yada, yada, yada. But, it's something. I mean, it's a deal. I mean, it's a factor. It can be. And the Seahawks came out and played really well. Sam Darnold is quiet. Like I talked about Stafford having a quiet, good season. Sam Darnold is having like a
loud good season
level quiet.
No. I feel like I
don't feel like anybody's talking about Sam Darnold.
I disagree with that. I feel like I hear people talking about Sam Darnold.
I must not be listening.
It's not at Baker Mayfield levels, but I feel like Darnold's getting talk.
Adequate praise.
I think so.
But no, his EP. I forget what
EPA per play, EPA per drop back.
Yeah, but it was somebody did like a chart where they did like an aggregation of a couple different metrics, and like Darnold was at the top, Dak was number 2, that kind of thing. Yeah, I was just really, really impressed and happy for our friend Trang. I think both these teams are headed in the right direction. In long term,
absolutely.
Seahawks are now 4-2. They are in a log jam, as I mentioned, with the Rams. And the 49ers. 49ers do hold a win over the Seahawks in Week 1, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, JSN, man, just keep on keeping on, buddy. Just keep on keeping on. Speaking of keeping on, I guess Mercury Morris presents Chargers 29, Dolphins 27. So right before kickoff on Sunday, I was looking back at our picks, and I was like, man, I should have picked the Dolphins as the upset pick, because I just really thought this was going to be – because the Chargers, as we talked about, their injuries are starting to catch up to them.
They're reeling.
They're reeling. Like, the Dolphins are at home. There's no reason the Dolphins should win, which probably means they will. There's all these things. And, Dolphins almost pulled it out, but then Herbert makes a couple plays here and there, and that's what the Chargers needed. I really thought – listen, I was really surprised. I mean, we'll talk about Tennessee here in a little bit. I was really shocked that Callahan was the first coach fired. I had all my money on McDaniel, but it's not good in Miami, bro. It's
still stumbling through those press conferences over there.
I mean, Tua's just putting his foot in his mouth, and
I don't feel too bad. I don't feel too bad. I feel like calling the guys out for not showing up to team meetings is like, I mean, somebody needs to be held accountable, because it feels like no one's holding them accountable. Yeah. And then I saw somebody took a picture of Mike McDaniel, and they said, like, when things are going this badly, you just got to wear normal pants. It's okay if you're winning and wearing these pants, but when you're losing, you can't be wearing this at the post game presser.
That might be the same one I saw. Where it was like coaches who wear like capris or like here's the record of coaches who wear like not normal pants.
Yeah,
It's like Aaron Glenn, Mike McDaniel.
it's not looking good for the.
Just wear normal pants.
Grab some jeans, dude.
This will start. Yeah. Well, be like Harbaugh. So we're talking about the Chargers, like, Jim Harbaugh.
Some khakis.
He's a well-dressed fellow. Yeah.
Cotton Dockers.
Cotton Dockers. Yeah, I don't know. The Chargers, I just feel like these injuries are going to just keep coming back to haunt them, to bite them. Herbert is having a really good season. He's I feel like he's regressed a little bit the last couple of weeks. I mean, he was really, like, those first 3 weeks, we were like, holy crap, this is the MVP of the whole league. And now he's kind of taken a step back. But, win's a win for the Chargers. So onward and upward. Last early window game here. This was my upset pick. It did not hit for me, unfortunately. Justin Gilbert presents Steelers 23, Browns 9. I will say this for the Steelers. This is absolutely a game that I thought they had a chance to lose, and they just went in, took care of business, got out of town, and like you said, Tomlin sold his soul, and
it's working out.
Like, the Steelers are 4-1. Rodgers looks, I mean, he looks about as good as you would expect, I would think, for a 41, 40, or however old he is. They just find ways to win. Now, listen, it's the Browns. Let's not get too excited here. But I think I'm just very interested to see what the Steelers do over these next 6 or 7 weeks before they play the Ravens for the first time, to see if they keep this going. I just feel like there's going to be a game coming up here in the near future where the Steelers don't win and it might get ugly behind. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see what happens when they don't win a game,
Right.
that they either should have won or, something like that. So, yeah, I just until further notice for the Browns. Are they going to start Shador? You think at any time?
No, I think they're just going to write it out with Gabriel.
Yeah.
I would be
think so too.
surprised.
I did read
unless
read something.
Unless Gabriel starts to look just completely unplayable.
Yeah, which I don't think he. I mean, the Steelers' defense got after him for sure, but I don't know. I'm with you. I did see something where the Browns were going to fire Stefanski, and then obviously that didn't happen. I don't know. Stefanski's a weird. This guy's 2-time coach of the year, and he either wins coach of the year or the team stinks. You know what I mean?
Well, we know where we are. We know where we are in that cycle this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel bad for Cleveland Brown fans. If I knew a Cleveland Brown fan, I'd give him a hug. But, or at least a pat on the back. Let him know it's going to be okay. All right. Moving on here. Speaking of pats on the back, old ball coach Steve Spurrier presents Bucks 30, 49ers 19. Ladies and gentlemen, your MVP frontrunner, Baker Mayfield, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Got to be, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
I can't. This guy. So Ibuka, who we both love, Emeka Ibuka, gets injured in this game. He throws a touchdown to Tez Johnson and Cameron Johnson.
Tez Johnson, I hear, is getting some MVP buzz himself. Did you not hear this story? Did you not hear this story?
Maybe remind me. Maybe I did.
So Tez Johnson caught a touchdown pass, and then he heard the MVP chants, and so he went over to Sterling Shepard. He's like, hey, are they chanting MVP? And Sterling Shepard was like, yeah, and he's like, man, I haven't even done anything this season. And Sterling Shepard's like, dude, that's for Baker. He's like, oh, that makes sense.
We know, Tiz.
It's like,
We know, Tiz.
so he's like,
that's not for you, buddy.
he told the story in the locker room, and like, I mean, he had a good sense of humor about it. It's like, so like, it was like,
that's pretty good.
I haven't even done anything this season.
That's pretty good. I think I did read somewhere where Tampa is getting. They might be getting Mike Evans back this week. So that they're getting some players back. I mean, they look like. I hate to say this, but they look like the best team in the NFC to me right now. I mean, I know they're injured. I know they got all these.
Well, part of the part of this is like they are winning outside of this game, which speaking of injuries, the 49ers are pretty beat up, but they've come with some pretty close calls. So like they're winning games, but like by the skin of their teeth in a lot of situations. So like I'm not sure how much I'd like trust them once we get to the playoffs. But we'll see. Like, I mean, you're right. I think the offense is still really good. Emeka Ebigbo, as Rob Gronkowski called him. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I did hear about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is now hurt, which is going to kill my work fantasy team.
Now, so let's just quickly. Tampa has beaten the Falcons, the Texans, the Jets, the Seahawks, and the 49ers. I'd say outside of the Texans and the Falcons looks like a better win, I would say, coming off the Monday night game. Seahawks and 49ers, those are – I mean, I know we talked about the 49ers with their injuries, but like beating the Seahawks is significant, I would say.
Yeah, that's probably their best win right now.
That's their best win, yeah, for sure. That's another thing I want to mention. So, are you familiar with like in the Olympics when they do scoring for like ice skating? So if like there's 5 judges, they take your top score and your bottom score and they throw it out, and they just average the 3 in the middle. I think people need to consider that with NFL teams. Like you look at an NFL team and say, okay, their best game and their worst game, toss it out, and then if you look at what happens in the middle. Like that's probably more than likely what you're looking at. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know.
Every team is gonna have those games where you're just like you're not there for it, right?
And you. I mean, you know, your schedule is what your schedule is. Like you can't like Tampa didn't get to pick who they play. Like you know you play who you play. But the other thing I'll mention. Tampa's only played one NFC South team so far. They haven't played the Panthers yet. They haven't played the Saints yet. So like that's gonna add some wins. And their only loss was that Philadelphia game, which was they could have easily come back. They could easily come back and win that game. So for me, this is the team in the NFC to beat. That's just my opinion right now. Look, 2 weeks from now that could change, but.
We should also point out that Fred Warner is now out for the season because his ankle is pointing the wrong way. Man. Yeah, I didn't see it, and apparently when they came back on CBS, they were like, "Yeah, we're not showing the replay. Yeah,
like, don't. Yeah, we're not going to go online and look for it. Basically, oh man, that was the Romo game, wasn't it? Was that Romo Nance this week?
Yeah,
Buccaneer. That was the. I'm sure Tony was like, "Oh boy, Jim.
oh
boy.
You don't want to see that, Jim.
You don't want to see that, Jim. Man. Speaking of things you don't want to see, Cedric Benson presents Packers.
Paul, we've already talked about the Jets Broncos game.
Fair enough. My apologies. This one wasn't as bad, I guess, but Cedric Benson presents Packers 27, Bengals 18. Joe Flacco fails to become, I think, the first quarterback to beat the same team twice
on
two
different teams.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
On a different, yeah. So you texted me this. Well, a couple things from the Packers' perspective on this. Like, the Packers just have a way of playing down to their competition.
Yes.
Like they should have easily won. They're coming off a bye. The Bengals just traded for Joe Flacco like 2 days ago. Like this should have been.
The Bengals have like
easy.
one of the worst offensive lines in the league, like if not the worst.
Yeah, and they end up. I mean, it's like 27-18. I mean, it just never felt like the Packers, pulled away in this game like you thought they might.
Yeah, they keep talking about how they're the greatest team of all time, and then they just like sit there and fool around with Joe Flacco and the Bengals. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, I mean their only really impressive win was that week 1 against
the Lions,
Detroit, and then they have the loss to the Browns. They tie with the Cowboys.
They did shut down the Jaden Daniels offense against Washington too. So
that's true. That Thursday night game against so those were 2 impressive wins to start. And then who did they play week 3? Was that why can I not remember this?
That was the loss that they had to Cleveland, and then they went to Dallas.
Oh, right, because they had a bye.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So they had 2 fairly impressive wins to start. Lose to Cleveland, tie with Dallas, have the bye, and then they come off the bye with this performance. It's I don't know. Like maybe we were a little too quick to crown.
Well, they were pretty
Packers
quick to crown themselves. They were pretty quick to crown themselves too. So let's not
that too
smelling their own.
But you also mentioned certain gentleman who we haven't heard a lot from in Green Bay, and that's Mr. Micah Parsons.
Yep. Funny how that worked out.
Yeah. So going back to the Cowboys real quick, 2 trades they made this offseason. The one for George Pickens, that one looks pretty good. Because even if, like we talked about via text, even if Pickens leaves, you get a 3rd-round compensatory pick for him. And the Micah Parsons deal, you got the 2 first-rounders, and I don't know, how's Kenny Clark playing for you guys?
He started off pretty good, but the run defense is kind of fallen off a cliff lately. Please see the Rico Dowdle stats.
Right. It was my fantasy team. Thanks you for that. For the Bengals, this again is just. I almost feel like they're like Zach Taylor's just going to be a sacrificial lamb at the end of the season, and they're just going to try to find a coach who can get the most out of Burrow, and maybe not even an offensive coach. Like if they just got. I'm just going to throw a name. Like if they got a coach the caliber of Mike Vrabel to like just instill some culture in that organization.
What they need is a new offensive line.
Well, that too. But I mean, like they need like I don't know. They just need. I feel bad. I don't think Zach Taylor's a terrible coach, but like they just need like a Mike Vrabel, Sean Payton type, which I know those guys they don't grow on trees, but like you've got somebody like that to kind of wrangle this in a little bit. I don't know, but yes, but they do need a new offensive line as well, I would say. How about Mike McCarthy? You think Mike McCarthy would be the Bengals head coach?
Someone suggested him going to Tennessee, and I actually don't think that's a terrible idea.
Okay. Well,
speaking of which,
speaking of Tennessee, the game that did it for Brian Callahan, Billy Cannon presents Raiders 20, Titans 10. So yeah, I guess we'll start with Tennessee on this. So Callahan gets fired. He had the comments after the game about basically everybody needs to do better, including Cam Ward. I'm paraphrasing.
Not that that's incorrect, but
well, yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, it's just but yeah, no. Now that he's gone, so Mike McCoy steps in as the interim head coach. Which,
I like this idea.
Well, by the way, I totally forgot Mike McCoy was a head coach for 4 seasons with the Chargers. I was blown away by that stat. I was like, I knew he was a head coach. I didn't realize he was a head coach for 4 seasons.
That's extremely Chargers stuff right there.
That's incredible to me. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Good luck to Mr. McCoy there. I've heard McCarthy. Obviously, Joe Brady, who's the Buffalo offensive coordinator, that name comes up right away. I don't know. I kind of find it weird. I guess they weren't going to fire Callahan after 1 season, but almost feels like if they had bitten the bullet, somebody would have taken that job knowing they had the number 1 pick with Cam Ward, right? Like somebody like I don't know if Ben Johnson would have, but somebody would have maybe tried to get that job. And then for the I wanted to bring this up, not to bring up bad things, Brandon, but your Coach of the Year pick preseason was Pete Carroll.
That's not looking too good.
Not looking too good. Of course, mine was Sean McDermott for the Bills. So, that's
we need to it's looking about as good as my Brock Purdy MVP.
Ooh, yeah. Well, and our offensive rookie of the years, I had Cam Ward, you had Ashton Genty. Genty's looking a little better, I would say, over the last.
Yeah, he's finally actually running past the line of scrimmage before getting hit now.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, look, the Raiders are fighting an uphill battle in that division already. Maybe with the Chargers, if the Chargers do kind of start to take a step back because of all the injuries, maybe they can kind of get to them.
Step up.
Step up. But I mean, the Chiefs look like they got the ball rolling now, and the Broncos, we talked about the Broncos, so it's going to be an uphill climb. Speaking of the Chiefs, Sunday Night Football. We waited all day for this. Dave Krieg presented Chiefs 30, Lions 17. I'll start on the Lions side real quick. Brian Branch got a little handsy after the game. he had Tom O'Leary and what's the Anchorman quote? It's like Tom O'Leary.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
But he was ready to for a real brouhaha against was it Juju Smith? Was that who he was fighting with?
He's suspended for the next game. He is suspended for the game.
He appealed it. It got upheld, so he is out for this week's game. Dan Campbell gave the "I love him, but he can't do that" speech after the game, basically. So I didn't watch a lot of this game. I didn't watch much any of this game. I did see Travis Kelce almost break his neck on he went vertical.
The Swifties would have been mourning en masse if that had happened.
I think so. So are the Chiefs back? Are we
It's hard to know. They just lost to Jacksonville, so let's
but we just said Jacksonville's not a bad team. It's not like they lost to Cleveland.
Yeah, this is the most impressive win the Chiefs have had, and the fact that the offense more than anything was actually able to stretch the field a little bit more vertically. They get Rashee Rice back soon, and so
that's this week.
Yeah,
they get him this week. He's coming back.
Yeah, so.
And your boy Worthy? Is Xavier Worthy back? Is he playing?
Yeah, he's been playing.
He's playing. Okay.
Yeah, he's been back.
Okay, that's what I thought.
This game got pretty well in hand for the Chiefs pretty early, and so I took the opportunity to go to bed at that point.
Fair enough. Lions, they're another team that potential fraud alert, maybe.
No, I wouldn't. No, fraud alert that's harsh. They played a good team and lost. I I still think they're one of the better teams in the NFC. I think if you had to ask me between the Lions and the Buccaneers, two classic NFC Central teams,
Yeah,
I would still probably take the Lions in that situation.
Here's who the Lions have beaten: the Bears, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals. Now that Ravens game, that was Lamar. Lamar was playing in that game. That was outside of that, they lost to the Packers and the Chiefs.
So those are pretty good losses to have, I would say.
And by the way, this week the Lions play the Buccaneers on Monday night.
There we go.
Buckle up for that. Could be a NFC Championship preview there. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. All right. Speaking of Monday night, let's get to the Monday night games. Our favorite thing in the world, a Monday night doubleheader. Cornelius Bennett presents Falcons 24, Bills 14. Definitely the Falcons' best win of the year to beat the Buffalo Bills and in pretty convincing fashion. I think we have a new nickname for Bijan. We can call him Bijan Hegon.
Yep.
In his at an 81-yard run there for the Falcons. What did you text me and say, like, are the Falcons better than we think they are?
Yeah, I think maybe we should give them a little more credit at this point. Because really
my biggest go ahead.
The really big thing is just they just like had that one inexplicable game against Carolina where they just like did not show up.
Yeah. That's the thing I can't get past is like, now I should mention we didn't really talk much about Carolina when we did that game, but Carolina is just a different team at home for some reason. Like they just, for whatever reason,
you don't walk into to whatever stadium and come out alive.
The Falcons kind of have that same tendency too, like Falcons on the road versus Falcons at home. Now, part of that is they play indoors, obviously in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So, you kind of have that. And obviously their offense is, when it's clicking, it's pretty good with Bijan and Kyle Pitts and Drake London. If Penix has time to throw and deliver. And their defense is better, I would say, under Jeff Ulbrich. The one thing, if I'm a Tampa, again, I just praised Tampa, but like Falcons are only 2 games behind, and that week 1 game could have gone Atlanta's way very easily. So
right.
Gotta kind of keep an eye out for the Falcons if you're Tampa Bay. They do play again down the road at some point. And again, Tampa's got the first place schedule, so they got to play Detroit and like all these teams, whereas Atlanta can potentially beat up on some easier competition. So be interested to see. What about Buffalo? Are we worried about Buffalo?
I think their defense is not very good.
It's just bad, right?
Yeah.
They're just
they're kind of like the same boat as the Ravens, where it's like you've got a great quarterback and a good offense, and your defense is just like not probably going to end up being your Achilles heel for this.
What I'll say is, what was I thinking? I lost it.
I couldn't tell you, Paul.
Whatever it was, whatever it was, it just flew. It just flew out the back. Buffalo. I mentioned this when we talked about the Patriots. Patriots beat the Bills. Patriots have a last place schedule, much easier than the Bills schedule. My Patriots finished in first place in the AFC East. Wager not looking too bad right now, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Last but not least here, shout out to our good friend Andy. Brian Dale Puente presents Bears 25, Commanders 24. Bears get revenge for the the Hail Mary game from last year.
The Hail of Fame.
And also the Hail of Fame, thank you. Also some redemption for Jake Moody, who was cut by the 49ers after having the yips, and he's able to come in for the Bears and kick game-winning field goal against the Commanders here. Again, didn't watch a ton of this game. I know the Commanders, the Bears defense forced a couple turnovers, had a Daniels interception, a Bill Merritt fumble. So Dennis Allen's defense, I guess, is starting to come together for what it's worth. I still think the Bears are – I don't trust the Vikings. So I don't know. I think it's still Lions and Packers, and then Vikings and Bears are kind of below them.
Right.
I think the Bears are in a fight with the Vikings for like who can be the third best team in that division until proven otherwise.
Fair enough.
But, that's fair enough. And then Commanders, I don't know. We'll talk more about them here in a little bit.
I'm with you. I didn't get to see much of this game, so I didn't really get to. I didn't have any like big takeaways other than the fact that I was glad that the Commies lost.
Seems like it was. Obviously, seems like a good game. Considering the final score. Let me see what Caleb Williams did here. 17 of 29, 252 for a touchdown. Not bad. DeAndre Swift, 108 yards rushing. That's pretty good. 19 of 26 for Jaden Daniels. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. So, leading receiver for the Commanders, Chris Moore.
Sure. I've heard of him.
I have no idea who that is, but all right. Well, that's week 6 in the books. We're going to take a quick break here.
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. I don't know about yourself.
Take a quick break. I'll camp.
All right, you can camp.
And let's see what we got here. Check the baseball scores. We got some playoff baseball. Oh, Blue Jays 13-4 over the Mariners in the ALCS. So the Mariners still leading that series 2-1. Tomorrow we have both championship series. Game 3 of the NLCS, as Brandon mentioned earlier. Brewers, Dodgers. Dodgers are up 2-0. That's going back to LA. Blue Jays, Mariners, Game 4. So pivotal. See if the Blue Jays can tie it up there. Let's check out some hockey scores while we're here. Red Wings 4, Panthers 1. Sabres 8, Senators 4. Got the Blackhawks with about a minute left in the second period here. Blackhawks 5, St. Louis Blues 2. And this must be Utah. Oh, I forgot that Utah has a hockey team now. The Mammoth. At the end of the second period, Mammoth 2, Calgary Flames 1. Some NHL scores there. NBA, I know the NBA is doing some preseason stuff. Oh, Mavericks and Lakers are playing. There you go. 7:16 left in the second quarter. Lakers up 7, 47-40. Been seeing some good things about Cooper Flagg, so that it's good to see. Cooper Flagg's got 9 points in 11 minutes here this evening. Brandon, I forgot that the Utah has a hockey team now.
Yeah, the Utah Mammoth.
The Mammoth. I was going through the scores, and I'm like, wait, who's this Mammoth?
Formerly that was the team that was formerly the Phoenix Coyotes.
Oh, boy, that franchise gets moved around more than I don't know, than a circus.
More than the Raiders.
Thank you. There you go. More than the Raiders. Yeah, I just went through a couple hockey scores. Blue Jays did end up winning 13-4.
Yeah, last I saw it was 12-2. Because I saw it because it was 2-2, and then I think the Blue Jays kind of opened the floodgates. Like they scored 3, and then they just kept. So they were up 5-2, then 6-2, and then it just they kept piling on.
If it's if for some miracle it does end up being Blue Jays and Brewers in the World Series, that's a Paul Molitor immaculate grid match.
Oh, there we go.
For what that's worth. There's a feather in this game.
All right, you ready to get into?
All right, buddy, you want to
kick off
week 7? Week 7 of the NFL here.
Let's start with the buys.
Oh yeah, we got 2 teams on a bye, right?
Yep.
So Ravens bye week will be brought to you by Hall of Famer Jonathan Ogden, and the Buffalo Bills on a bye. So I think 2 teams that probably need a bye right now: the Ravens and the Bills. Bills will be brought to you. Their bye week is brought to you by Josh Reed, former LSU standout there. Thursday night football. Kicking us off here, BW Webb presents Steelers versus Bengals. The Bengals are getting 5.5. Did I put? I don't think I put that in the. Did I not?
You didn't put. No, you haven't put the lines in here.
I apologize. That's my fault. I apologize. I've got them here. If you want to just fill them in as we go, I guess. But Bengals are getting 5.5 here. I mean, I don't know what to think. So what I ended up doing, I'm taking the points with the Bengals, but I'm taking the Steelers in our confidence pick at a 5.
Bengals 5.5. Steelers 9.
Okay. I knew I was forgetting to do something this week. I was because we little peek behind the curtain. I was planning to be ready for last night, and then when we audibled to tonight, I was like, "Oh, I got everything done. I don't have to worry about it."
You did have to worry about it.
My fault. My fault, fans. All right, let's go over to London. This is the final London game of the season. Kai Forbath presents Rams this is technically a Jaguars home game, as most London games are. Jags are getting 2.5 points. I'm going to take the points of the Jags again. So Jags plus 2.5. And I'm also taking the Jags at a 3 for.
So I have Jags plus 2.5. Jags 1.
Okay. All right. And you had the Steelers at a 9?
Steelers 9, correct.
On the confidence? Okay. Very good. Very, very good. All right. Me and my buddy Andy, we're at odds this week. I've got Jerry Fontenot, who is a native of my hometown, Lafayette, Louisiana, presents Saints at Bears as a Dennis Allen revenge game. It's technically a Spencer Rattler revenge game, kind of, because he's playing against Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams replaced him at OU. That whole thing. So, but anyway, Bears are laying 4.5. I am laying the 4.5 for the Bears, and I've got Bears 10.
Bears minus 5.5, buddy.
Oh, I thought it was 4.5. Why do I have 4.5?
You're
looking at the ESPN thing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, either way, I'm going to lay the points. So,
yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Bears here. So Bears minus 5.5, and I have Bears 11.
Yeah, you're right. You have Bears 11?
Yep.
All right. Well, I am not on my game this week, folks. Let's see. 5.5. All right. All right, next up here, let me make sure I got this one right. Excuse me, Bernie Kosar presents Dolphins at Browns. I had to double check this one, so make sure this one's right. I have Browns minus 2.5. Is that right?
The Browns are favored in a game.
Okay, so I'm taking the points with the Dolphins, and I'm taking Dolphins 7.
All right, so I am taking Dolphins plus 2.5. And okay. I am taking the Browns for 3.
Okay, so you're taking the points of the Dolphins, Browns.
Can you tell that I make these picks like completely separate of each other? There's like there's no rhyme or reason to any of this.
I mean, I know I just said like the Dolphins are kind of a dumpster fire, but like should the Browns really be favored against anybody? Like
I don't know. I guess
by the way,
I guess with that defense, basically.
I should point out 2 diminutive left-handed quarterbacks in this game, Tua and Dylan Gabriel. So
true.
Keep an eye on that. All right, up next, a rare sight, a Kansas City Chiefs game at noon Eastern.
I think that's about. I think that says a lot about the about the Raiders. Nobody wants to watch that.
Well, Bucky Brooks, NFL Network's own Bucky Brooks, presents Raiders at Chiefs. Chiefs are laying 12.5. Did I get that number right?
That is correct.
Okay, I'm taking 12.5 with the Raiders, but I have Chiefs at a 12 confidence.
I am laying the points with the Chefs.
Okay.
And I have Chiefs, and I have it up for a high point total. I know that. Chiefs 15.
Yeah, sounds about right. That's the highest you can go this week.
That is correct.
All right, up next, who we got here? We got Jose Cortez, Immaculate Grid legend Jose Cortez, who played for all 4 NFC East teams, but he also played for the Vikings. So he presents Eagles at Vikings. Vikings coming off a bye, and they're getting 1.5 at home. So I am laying the 1.5 with the Eagles, and I'm going Eagles. This is my 15. This is my.
So I'm also on Eagles minus 1.5.
Okay.
And I have Eagles for 5.
Okay, so this would be a big. I kind of just put this. I honestly put this one higher at 15, just almost as a jinx, as I didn't know what else to do. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
This would cost you pretty dearly if you missed that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've pretty much given up on winning the conference. Okay. Next up, Not That Lamar Jackson presents Panthers at Jets. This is a defensive back Lamar Jackson. The Jets, I want to say when this line opened, the Jets were actually favored, but now it's Jets plus 1.5 at home. I'm laying the 1.5 with the Panthers, and I'm taking Panthers at a 6. Now, I should point out, we talked about this earlier, Panthers on the road, not the same as Panthers at home. So just keep that in mind.
Panthers at home, hotsy totsy. Panthers on the road, hotsy Nazi.
She's a Two-Face. Like the Batman villain?
If that helps you.
If that helps you.
Okay, so I have Panthers minus
what
1.
You got, buddy? Panthers
minus 1.5 and Panthers 4.
Okay, so we're pretty close in the confidence pick there. All right. The Mike Vrabel revenge game being brought to you by Algie Crumpler. Patriots at Titans. Titans are getting 7.5. I'm taking the 7.5 with the Titans, but I'm going Patriots 8.
Patriots minus the points, buddy. The Drake.
You don't think Vrabel would run up the score, do you?
I don't know. I hear that the Patriots are really focused on smearing Bill Belichick right now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got
I've got
Patriots minus the points, and I have Patriots 14.
Very good. Very good. I'll let you take this next one here.
All right. Dante Fowler, as I will call it, this is the there and back again game because Dante Fowler played for the Cowboys under Dan Quinn, joined him in Washington last year, and then came back to Dallas this year. So the there and back again special for Dante Fowler. Commanders visiting the Cowboys in Dallas. Cowboys are road dogs getting 1.5 points. I am taking
Cowboys are home dogs.
Home dogs, yes.
Yeah.
And so I am laying the points with the Commanders, and I am taking Commanders at a 12.
Okay. I will also be laying the points with the Commanders. I'm taking Commanders at 11.
So we're pretty close on that one.
Pretty close. Former Heisman Trophy winner, if I recall correctly, Ron Dane.
Wisconsin
Dane.
Wisconsin product.
Wisconsin product, yep. Presents Giants at Broncos. Broncos are laying 7.5. Donnie, be careful. So the Broncos get to play back-to-back New York teams. For what it's worth. I'm going to take the points with the Giants, take the 7.5, but I'm taking Broncos 13.
I'm taking Broncos. So I feel like a lot of people are going to be on the Giants here because the Broncos looked really bad against the Jets pretty bad against the Jets, and then the Giants just like came off and like pulled the upset in Philly. And so I'm going to go with the Broncos minus 7.5. And I have Broncos 7. What did you have it at?
13.
13. Ooh.
Yeah. Sorry, Donnie, if I jinx you. All right, we got a new member of the of this club here, Dick Chorovich. Presents
Paul. This
Chargers,
is a family show.
I know, right? So we got Dick Shiner, we got Dick Wood, we got who was the other one that we found this season? It was like where is it? Dick Apsher.
Oh
now we
yeah,
have Dick Chorovich. Dick Colts at Chargers. Chargers are laying 1.5. I am definitely taking the points with the Colts, and I'm also taking the Colts at a 9.
All right, I am taking Colts plus the 1.5, and I have Colts 6.
Okay, upside down 9.
Yep.
All right, man. By the way, this slate of games here not too inspiring. I'm just gonna say.
No.
The primetime games are pretty good, I'll say. But before we get to that, we got one more late afternoon game here. Al Del Greco, former Houston Oiler legend, Al Del Greco, presents Packers at Cardinals. Cardinals are getting 6.5. I don't trust either of these teams, but I trust the Packers a little more. So I'm going to lay the points with the Packers. And I'm taking the Packers at a 14.
Yeah, I have Packers minus 6.5, and I think I have the Packers at Packers at 13.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the Packers and you can't definitively beat the Cardinals, then we may have problems. We may have some bigger problems.
I've got some questions.
Anticipate. I do have questions. All All right, Sunday Night Football here at Falcons at 49ers. I will say honorable mention Deion Sanders, but this one is brought to you by Brett Maxey, Saints legend Brett Maxey. Falcons at 49ers. 49ers are laying 1.5. I am taking the points with the Falcons, and I'm taking the Falcons at a 4.
Falcons plus 1.5 and Falcons. No, Niners 2.
Ooh, okay. I like
Spicy.
Spicy. Keep it spicy. All right. Another Monday night doubleheader, buddy. Buckle up. Appropriately, Dan Orlovsky presents Tampa Bay at Detroit. Detroit laying 5.5. So I am going to take the points with Tampa, but I'm going to take the Lions at a 2.
All right, I'm taking the Lions and laying the points.
Okay.
And I am taking the Lions at a 8.
Okay. And last, but certainly not least.
Now for the game that nobody will stay up to watch.
Except for Trang.
Yes.
For our friend Trang. She'll be. This one brought to you by Barkevius Mingo, LSU legend Barkevius Mingo. Texans at Seahawks. Seahawks laying 3.5. It probably should be more, honestly, but is what it is. I'm going to take the points with the Texans. I'm going to take the Texans out of 1.
When you said it should have been more, I was certain that you were going to. Well,
out of respect for a friend of the show, Trang, I'll.
So I'm going to.
I don't want to jinx.
I'm going to take the Texans plus 3.5, and I have Seahawks 10.
Jesus.
Actually,
I will say you have better luck picking the Seahawks than I do. So
that's true. Yeah.
Although I will say I do have JSN on my fantasy team, and I do have the Seahawks defense. So both of those are working out for me right now. So
all
shout
right.
out to now Trang is not a Mariners fan, right? She's a Padres fan.
No, she's a Padre. So it's Padres, Seahawks, and Clippers.
Clippers?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a.
That's right. Because
It's
you think she wants to come on the show and give her side of the
aspirations? Did you deliver any money to Kawhi?
I don't know. Just looking to get some guests. Okay, so we are. We'll get to for week 7. Well, we're head to head on 4 games again. We've been doing 4. We've been head to head on 4 games 3 weeks in a row. Head to head on 4 here, but we need to transition now to our Georgia's getting upset.
This is not good. Worlds are colliding. Georgia's getting upset.
I will let you go first, Brent.
Okay, let's see. I am going to take. Okay, this is technically an upset. I'm gonna take the Colts plus the Colts over the Chargers.
Damn. I was thinking that one. Okay, so you're going Colts over Chargers. There's a couple games like that this week where it's like, well, this is technically an upset, so. Let me see here.
Dolphins 2.5 against the Browns.
Yeah, I could go there.
Texans over Seahawks is another one. Oh, Tampa.
Okay,
what about Tampa Bay? That's a.
Yeah, but I picked Detroit in the confidence though. I took the points with Tampa, but no, this is where I'm going. I'm going to go Falcons over 49ers.
Okay.
It pains me to do that as a Saints fan, but I'll do it. All right, so up next we got to do our Jerry.
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now.
I'll let you go first on this one too.
Oh, you sure about that? Okay. Well, I'm going to take I'm just going to go ahead and take I'm going to take the Patriots over the Titans.
It's probably a good.
The only like thing that scares me here is like when you fire a coach, you usually get like 1 week, you get like a little bounce back from it. I don't know if the Titans are good enough to get much of a bounce.
I will say you have picked against the Titans for your lock. This is the third time. You won the previous two.
All right, so let's go for 3-0.
There you go. So let's see. So for me, let's see. What do we got here?
What about the Packers over Cardinals would be a.
Well, yeah, that's where I was looking. I think I'm just gonna go Chiefs over Raiders.
Okay, that's a good one.
We're gonna cheat, yeah. I don't like. I still don't fully trust the Packers. But.
Well, we do need a pick for
buddy, we got
a confidence though.
A survivor, right?
Yep, survivor pick.
We can't do Patriots. We can't do Chiefs.
We've used up a lot of the AFC teams at this point.
Yeah, we're running out of AFC teams.
Okay. Well,
we could still play the Eagles card, right?
We could. Do you trust them though?
I don't know
at this point, based on.
Well, I don't know. That's what I was going to say. I don't know if this is the week to do it. So, just to remind the fine folks at home. We have played Broncos, Bills, Chiefs, Patriots, Colts, and Rams. So basically all the good teams in the AFC and the Rams. Pretty much. Okay, so you want to do – what about Steelers, Bengals? What about Steelers over Bengals?
I was looking at that too. That it's a short week, but
what's everybody picking? Like, what's the distribution?
This is weird because the Bengals are like 7% of the picks, which I think. So I think some people like go in and do their picks for the whole season and just set it up because there have been some weeks where I'm looking at it and I'm like, somebody definitely like forgot to switch something here.
Didn't think this through.
Yeah. Well, didn't realize, and that was before the Burrow injury too. Bears over Saints is a 17.3%.
Yeah, I could see that. Did we pick against the Saints in our? No, we have not picked against the Saints in our.
I don't think so.
Survivor. I picked against them in my block a couple times, but.
Packers are 3.5% over the Cardinals.
Yeah, again, I just don't trust the Packers that much. What's Chiefs Raiders? What's that one?
Oh yeah, I skipped that one because we've already picked the Chiefs before. Where are you?
Oh right, that's true.
Chiefs 31%.
Yeah, sounds right.
What do you
think? Here's a sneaky one. I'm not saying this is what we should do because technically this would be an upset. Jags over Rams.
I like the Rams too much.
You like the Rams? Yeah. Me too. I don't know, like that one.
The one that I thought was kind of sneaky was Panthers over Jets.
Yeah,
but the Panthers are also on the road here, which like
if this was If that game was in Carolina, absolutely. I would definitely pick.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be it. But the way they've played on the road is just not inspiring.
You want to go Steelers?
Can't do Patriots. Yeah, I say Steelers or Bears.
Let's go Steelers.
Yeah. We still got the Packers card we can play down the road, which let me see. Packers' schedule might start getting a little bit more interesting.
I mean, Commanders at Cowboys isn't a bad one either, but
So I'm just going to point this out. Packers play the Panthers in 2 weeks. So that in Green Bay.
okay.
So that might be
That's a good
that
spot
might be
to
a
use
good
it.
time to as long as we make it that far, obviously.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. Yeah, next week's going to be a tough one too. Well, yeah, next week's going to be. Yeah, nothing jumps out to me next week. I'm just looking ahead here. Let's get through this week first. Let's get through. Actually, no, there is one game I see that could be a potential one, but we'll save that for next week.
That's a tease, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, buddy. That is what we call in the business a tease. Anything else you want to tell the fine folks before we sign off?
No, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for checking us out. Hope you have a good week. Enjoy your week of football. Hopefully the weather where you are is good. It's getting a little cooler down here in Houston.
Finally.
So it's been nice last couple. Yeah. Yeah. Relatively cooler, I guess. But until next week, we'll see you guys next week. Until then, happy football.
Happy football.